welcome back to another review with me, Kevin, from Kevin Grant on Whisky. It's nearly Christmas, just round the corner, so why not finish with something pretty good just before Christmas? As you can see, the bottle I've got here today, there's not much left. I've been trying to nurse this one for a while, so we're going to review this week is the Longrow Red 13-year-old Cabernet Sauvignon matured. This has been phenomenal for me. I've absolutely loved it. It's up there with my top whisky of the year, to be honest, for how good it's been. It started off a little bit different, didn't know what to expect, but I've really been enjoying it. I've not had a dram of this for a good while now. I've been keeping this for as long as I could, but I thought, being Christmas, why not finish in something I know that I love, I know that I enjoy, and really engaged with. So this is 13 years old. It's had 10 years in ex-bourbon, ex-sherry cask, and then it had its last 3 years maturing in a Chilean Cab Sav cask, giving these really good flavours. It's got a really cool colour to it as well. Still high ABV, 51.6%, and with Longrow, I think the ppm level, the peat content is about 50 to 55 ppm. So it's got that kind of rosé colour to it. It's kind of golden, slightly darker. It's good. Let's get it in the glass. Just delightful. I think I've got 1 dram left in this now, so I wonder how long that'll last me. I do wonder. So Longrow heralds from Springbank, down in Campbeltown. Great part of the whisky world, just the 3 distilleries there. Your Springbank, your Glen Scotias and Kilkerran, which is associated with Springbank. Springbank producing their 3 different types of malt, lightly peated, heavily peated and unpeated. So lightly peated being that everyone knows, everyone from the Campbeltown region, if they do like, is a Springbank, which is a lightly peated, Longrow being heavily peated, and then the Hazelburn, is the unpeated. The Longrow Red though is they don't bring as much of this out. I think it's been maybe 8 years or something this has been going on. I've tried a lot of them. I think I've actually tried one from every year, but the Cab Sav has definitely been my favourite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the colour of this first. Hopefully it does pick it up. It's a kind of slightly reddish pink honeyed colour. It's different from what you would usually see in whisky, I say. But on the nose, being the high ABV, natural cask strength at 51.6%, I don't really get that. You do get a kind of light strawberry parfait, that slightly mashed down strawberry's got a little bit of sweetness to it. There's sugar note there. The kind of dirty Campbeltown musk comes through, that traditional smell that you get. Maybe custard, maybe it's oily, it's fruity. Slight smoke comes through, not smoke but peat. The dunnage comes through, so it's sweet, it's dunnagey. Kind of like icing sugar, when you're mixing the sugar, the powder up to make it that way, the kind of wet, it's got that fresh to it. It's really fresh. Beautiful. I'm going to get it on the palate. You can just see it just hanging on the legs. It's just so much oil in there. Beautiful. Well, cheers everyone, Slanja. It's nearly Christmas, so let's see how this goes. On the palate, it still stays lightly fruity. That fruity, there's spice there, giving a little bit of punch from the ABV, but nothing too extreme, nothing to draw me back. That's when the smoke starts to come through a little bit. Nothing, it doesn't compare to Isla Peat to me. It's very different. Custard, fruit, oily, really oily, really taken, quite tanniny, it's drying off quite quickly too, so that could be from the red wine, from the Cab Sav, just getting a little bit of tannins to it. It's absolutely beautiful. Really do love this. I remember getting it thinking, we'll see how it goes. I've just tried drams. I've never owned a bottle of Longrow Red. I've just tried when I've been out and about, or if other people have had it, they've let me sample it with them. So I know I've enjoyed it, I know what to expect slightly, but this, being able to have my own bottle of it has been a fantastic experience for the year or so that I've had this. I do look forward to the next one coming out. It is very difficult to get your hands on, I do know that. The production from Springbank, I think, is about 750,000 litres is what they can put out, but they don't put that much out. I think it's around about the 275 to 300,000 per year, and 10% of it is Longrow and 10% is Hazelburn. The rest is Springbank. So it does kind of bottleneck into how much you can get and how much is delivered. So it's nothing we can always get our hands on, which is unfortunate. I was lucky, but I do look forward to the next release of this. I don't think I get my hands on it. And if I could find this in auction at a good price, I would be buying this again, because it's something I've really enjoyed. And as I say, I think it's up there with my dram of the year. It's going to be very close. I'm actually going to sit down and think, maybe have my top 3, what I thought was my favourite of the year. But this is definitely going to be up there, just trying to find its position. But it's beautiful. I wouldn't put water in it, to be honest. I have tried it with water and things. For my palate, it spoils it slightly. Just because I just love the raw flavour of it and what it's doing, how much it's capturing the wine cask finish. Some whiskies that I've tried with wine cask finishes can be very temperamental and it's not solid. But every year Longrow's brought theirs out, the Longrow Red series, has been very, very solid. So whatever they're doing and how they're doing it and what casks specifically that's being used in the Cab Sav and from the wine region is phenomenal. So I enjoy it. I do love it, as you can tell, because there's not much left. I have shared a lot of it as well. So I like to always put that out there, as if I don't drink all this myself, I do share it. I like to share my whiskey and let other people enjoy it and see what they think. And my friend that I've got involved into whiskey now, you know, he's starting to gain a palate for it and buying whiskey, so it's really good that way. And then sharing it with family and other friends. Getting a slightly floral note now. Maybe just the nose is just opening up to the alcohol in there. So floral, strawberries, ice and sugar, musky, Dunnage, Campbeltown smell is what you always get. The sweetness comes through. And it's like spicy, kind of creamy vanilla custard or something, which is coming through. I'm getting there. That floral note still sticking around. The smokiness has come, but it dries off. It's very oily. The smell, what I get when I'm saying oil, is like when you ever paint and you've got oil paintings, you know, the pastels on the wee board, and it's got that. It doesn't smell like strong paint, but it's got difference to it. I kind of get that. And on the palate, it's very oily, coats the mouth, but it does dry off. And I think that's the effect of 3 years in a Cabernet Sauvignon wine cask. Phenomenal whiskey. Really, really enjoyed this. I think I'm going to go and sit down. As always, I do know this one, but I'm going to sit and enjoy it because, as we can see, maybe get 2 out of that. Or if I'm feeling very generous to myself, I'll just have a double. Why not, eh? Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks everyone who's been subscribing, watching the content. Hope you have been enjoying it. All my support already that's been there. Everyone, thanks for the comments, the thumbs up. It does mean a lot to me. Just a wee channel, starting out, just building up. It's more of a passion. And I do enjoy talking about whiskey to anyone. And being in lockdown, it's hard to talk to people because you're not allowed out and enjoy drams with everyone. So again, thanks for your support. I do hope everyone has a great Christmas. I'm hoping over Christmas there is going to be some whiskey under the tree. I will do a video between Christmas and New Year just to go in and hopefully it'll be something kind of new which I've got there, which has been delivered under the tree, and we'll get that opened up and we'll do an uncorking just before the New Year. But everyone have a great one. I hope you do get some really good whiskey under your tree as well if you put your orders in. And I will see you next week. As always, let's talk whiskey. Slàinte.